Well, let's now shift our focus to the other big story that, of course, is playing out in India, where India's Supreme Court will today hear a case about the relaxation of the ban on the use of petcoke and furnace oil in the states of Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan and Haryana for the cement and other industries related to power generation. The petcoke is a dangerous fuel that the United States has no need for. It's essentially a waste product that is generated in the United States. So what it does is it exports it to other poorer nations. But the tragedy is that India imports a waste material from the United States, and then uses it to generate electricity and also in the cement industry here in India. The Indian government has said that it is against the import of petcoke from the United States, and it now remains to be seen if the Indian government will, of course, walk the talk and put a ban on the import of petcoke from the United States.
When petcoke leaves refineries and eventually makes its way to third world countries and is burned as a coal substitute, it actually makes dirty coal plants dirtier.
Now, petcoke, the name might not be very familiar. Let's actually first understand as to what petcoke is. Now, we may note that pollution caused by petcoke is not a problem that is confined just to the national capital or to the states of Uttar Pradesh, Rajasthan and Haryana, where it is predominantly used, but it is a problem that is faced by almost all the states and union territories across India. Now, for the present, we do not propose to give any direction to any of the other states and union territories, but we request all state governments and union territories to consider taking similar measures as been taken by the government of India. Now, the Supreme Court of India has quoted this and has given a sort of a guideline to all states and union territories. But can India alone be blamed for the menace? Well, not really. It's the United States that appears to be exporting the fuel waste to comparatively poorer nations. But the tragedy is that India happens to be one of those poorer nations which has accepted to import petcoke into India. Now, the case will, of course, come up for hearing in the Supreme Court, where it is likely to tighten the norms and the guidelines for importing any fuel into India. The fact of the matter is the United States does not want to process petcoke. The regulations there are strict, and it's always more lucrative for it to ship what is essentially its problem to other nations for a fee. So this, of course, is the big case which will come up for hearing in the Supreme Court today. Petcoke is a dirty fuel. It is something which is considered a bit of a waste product in the United States. The environmental norms there do not allow the use of petcoke to be burnt as a fuel. So what the United States does is it exports it to other poorer countries for a bit of a fee. And it is countries like India which happen to be those unfortunate countries which end up purchasing petcoke because it is a sort of a cheap fuel. It is fundamentally used in thermal power plants and also in cement industries. And it'll be interesting to see as to what the Supreme Court will have to say in terms of cutting down on pollution by the use of petcoke. And for more on this, I'm told we are joined in by our correspondent Jessica Taneja. Jessica, this of course is an important case which is coming up for hearing. Tell us more. What is the opinion that the Indian government has in fact expressed so far on this matter?
Saleh, the Indian government had earlier informed the top court that the Central Pollution Control Board, or the CPCB, had issued a direction which is prohibiting the use of petcoke and furnace oil, until the orders from states of Uttar Pradesh and Haryana and Rajasthan were rampant. But the use of petcoke and furnace oil is already prohibited in Delhi, that was all we know. But in fact, the issues involving, in fact, requires a regulation on the use of petcoke, is what the Indian government has also said. And the furnace oil ban is also relaxed before by the court. But the court has come out very strong. Even the Ministry of Environment and Forest, as a matter of fact, has said that they were in the process of having a mechanism for regulating the use of petcoke and furnace oil if the ban was relaxed. So the whole issue centers around the fact that if the ban on petcoke is relaxed, what is really going to happen? Is the court going to take cognizance of this? Is what the court will look into.
Absolutely, indeed. We'll, of course, keep coming back to you, Jessica, as the case comes up for hearing the court. It's a crucial one, considering that the whole of North India, and especially the national capital, has been reeling under such high levels of atmospheric pollution. So will the court now strike down on the use of petcoke is something that we'll of course be looking out for.